So my name is Caitlin Hansen, and I'm going to be doing an informative speech on Wakulla Springs. Wakulla Springs is the home of the world's largest and deepest freshwater spring and is located about 30 minutes south of Tallahassee. People travel all over the world to come and see the beautiful water, wildlife, and vegetation Wakulla Springs has to offer. Wakulla Springs is only 15 miles away from the state capital, and the well-known tourist site was purchased by the state of Florida in 1986 and declared a state park that same year. Now nearly 250,000 people visit Wakulla Springs each year. So let's dive in a little deeper and take note of some of the well-known facts that Wakulla Springs has to offer. The water temperature of the spring stays about 70 degrees year-round, which can feel mighty cold on a humid 100-degree day. The entrance to the cave vent of the spring is 185 feet below water, and there's even a tall platform located above the spring for swimmers to jump off of. Imagine diving into a spring of water that's 185 feet deep. So the spring pool is 315 feet in diameter and a place where many tourists come to take a dip, or many others come just to simply observe. Once reaching the entrance to the Wakulla cave system, there's an unknown amount of miles that lay ahead. Nearly 32 miles of the Wakulla Springs cave system have been mapped over the past 20 years by professional cave divers, yet there's still more exploring to do. One historical finding divers have discovered are prehistoric mastodon bones, which now are on display at the Tallahassee Museum of History in Florida. But the Wakulla Springs is not just a body of water. It is connected to the Wakulla River and discharges approximately 260 million gallons of water per day. The Wakulla River flows 9 miles south, where it conjoins with St. Mark's River and flows another 5 miles until reaching the Gulf of Mexico at the Appalachee Bay. One of the top tourist attractions Wakulla Springs has to offer are the boat tours of the Wakulla River. So there are 2 different boat tour options when tourists have when purchasing their tickets. They can either choose to go on the riverboat tour, which is a 45 to 55 minute tour that takes viewers on a 2-mile loop downstream. And the second option is a glass bottom boat tour, which is a 30-minute tour. It's just 15 minutes out and 15 minutes back. Both the tours cost $8 for adults and $5 for children. The glass bottom boat tour of the Wakulla River and Spring have been offered since 1875, when the cost was only 25 cents. Water quality conditions are what determines whether a glass bottom boat tour will be held on a certain day. The water at Wakulla Springs tends to be pretty clear, but it has sort of a yellowish shiny tint to it, and the visibility of it has worsened over the years. While on the riverboat tour, it is not uncommon for viewers to see an abundance of wildlife and vegetation. Wading and sunbathing birds are located all throughout the tour, along with plenty of roaming alligators. Fish can be seen swimming along the edges of your boat, and turtles are easily spotted lying on floating logs. Manatees are one of the top interests of the Wakulla Springs and are often sighted but not dependable. Massive cypress trees outline the Wakulla River and are located all throughout. And it's not uncommon to leave the Wakulla Springs with a bunch of new photos added to your gallery. So along with the high attraction for boat tours, tourists also come to see in person the place where 2 well-known films were recorded. Scenes from the movie Tarzan's Secret Treasure, released in December of 1941, were filmed at Wakulla Springs. Some of the scenes included Tarzan, Jane, and Boy playing underwater with an elephant, Tarzan's rescue of Jane and Boy during the film's finale, and a battle between Tarzan and a small army of angry alligators. In March of 1954, another film known as Creature from the Black Lagoon was released, also containing scenes filmed at Wakulla Springs. So filmmakers visited Wakulla Springs in search of the perfect location for the film, and when arriving, they were introduced to a part-time lifeguard named Riku Browning. Browning was eventually casted by the director Jack Arnold to play the lead role of the creature during the underwater scenes. And after the release of the film, Browning was actually started a new career in film and television. So when on the boat tour at Wakulla Springs, the boat driver / tour giver is always sure to point out the place along the river where much of the film was recorded. So as you can see, Wakulla Springs is a story within itself. Its intriguing history, deep and clear waters, boat tours, and wildlife sightings, and movie star appearance continue to bring tourists to Wakulla Springs each and every day, 365 days a year. Thank you.